Welcome to another British Motorcycle Rider video. Today we have a request video on the pyramid hugger extension I have on the back of the bike. Now if we take a look at the shock under here, when I first picked up the bike I rode through a series of resurfacing works and stones had gotten flung up and trapped in the rear shock. Now that is unfortunate coming across the roadworks, but even after that I was noticing after every ride I was getting stones collecting on the rear swing arm where the Triumph mark is, around here and around the shock all the time, as well as a lot of muck and stuff. Now some people suggested using a rear shock sock. Now that does give very good protection against muck, stones and anything hitting the shock, but if it isn't taken off and cleaned after every ride you'll end up rubbing the muck and stones that collect into the shock into the rear shock. So unless you take it off and clean it after every ride you won't be any better off. So I decided to go with a hugger extender. Now you can get new complete huggers, but there's a fair cost to that. This hugger extender from Pyramid was £30 plus postage. It's a lot cheaper than fitting a whole new hugger. Now they offered two different fitment methods. You could either, there was pre-cut sticky tabs that came with it. You could either just rely on the sticky tabs and they recommended G-clamping it together, or you could use the rivets. Now I've chosen to go with the plastic rivets because with the chemicals from cleaning the bike and salt water getting sprayed over it, I didn't trust just sticking it on. The disadvantage of using the rivets means you're best off taking the hugger off the bike to drill the holes for the rivets. I think they were 4mm holes. Now there's 4 mounting bolts to hold the hugger on. There's one on the right hand side here. There are 2 going into the top of the swing arm down here, and one smaller fixing. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but right above the chain at the back there, which is the most difficult one to get to. Get some light on him. There he is, there in the centre of the frame now above the chain. So once you get those 4 bolts out, it's quite easy to mark where you want the holes and drill them, and then get the hugger fitted back on the bike. I've had a couple of rides now since I fitted it, and I have noticed a lot less stones and muck flicked up over the back of the bike and the rear shock. So fingers crossed that will sort the issue out.